G'day, it's Adam Hills here with the Mental Health Australia Heads Up today with the CEO of Are You OK, Katherine Newton. How are you?
I'm very well, Adam. Thank you for asking me.
Oh, my pleasure. So look, I'm going to ask, some proper professional stuff, but firstly, personally, how have you coped during lockdown?
Well, I quickly changed Are You OK to Are You OK Today? So I think it was very, very important to acknowledge that no day was the same for myself, for my team, for my friends and family, or for anyone that I was speaking to. And I think it was important to acknowledge that every day was different, that it brought up different emotions, it brought up different challenges, it brought up different expectations. And I'm really pleased with how the community and the nation has come together with that positive narrative of staying connected.
And so if someone's watching this and they want to access those resources, where's the best place for them to go?
Sure, head to areyouok.org.au, and in particular we've got 3 pages that would be helpful. One of them is giving you some tips about how to stay connected during these times. Yeah. The other is how to ask. So how do you ask, are you okay? It has to be genuine, it has to be meaningful. If there's not that genuineness and that trust, I guess that authenticity, then people are likely not to say that, they won't say that they're not doing so well. Yeah. And there needs to be trust. And so what do you do after the Are You Okay? And there's steps that we take you through to navigate that conversation. You don't have to fix their problem, but you can be with them on their journey. And so the How to Ask page is helpful there. And then of course we've got a Find Help page, and that's for people who are struggling themselves, but also as a reminder to people that if you're worried about someone, you can still access those services. Lifeline, Beyond Blue, Suicide Callback Service, Men's Line, Kids Line, there's so many, but they're for you as well. Reach out and headspace for young people. So if you're a parent worried about someone, a friend or a family worried about someone, or a colleague, give them a try too.
Well, and I'm listening to all of this and I'm listening to your accent. Are you originally English?
I am indeed. I've been here for 16 years now, and people say my accent is still very strong.
Well, I was wondering, do you think that the Australian no worries attitude sometimes covers up and stops people from admitting that they need a little bit of help or that they're struggling?
I do. I think there is that culture of, particularly amongst men. I think that there is the culture of, of wanting to be, wanting to be okay, of wanting to be, to push through it and to be okay. But there's also on the flip side, the fantastic Aussie notion of mateship, which I think is different to, to England, for example. England have the stiff upper lip and, don't really like to admit that they're not okay. Yeah. But when you delve deeper into, Aussie men and women, that it's, and kids, that there's that no worries attitude is, I think it's starting to come to the forefront now as a nation. We're getting more comfortable talking about mental health. We're getting more comfortable asking, are you okay? Saying that I'm not okay. That's what our measures show, and that's what I think everyone is spotting as a nation, but we do need to do better. But the no worries, how you going? How you traveling? What's happening for you? Can I pop round and borrow something? Pop the kettle on? It all contributes to a good conversation.
And I've even found among mates that, friends and I won't necessarily say, hey, I'm having a tough time, or my mental health is down, or whatever. But the phrase, mate, I'm struggling, seems to, for some reason, almost be Aussie enough that it's okay to say to someone else, mate, I'm struggling over here. And that means, oh yeah, sure, I'll step up and help you out straight away.
Exactly. And it's not something that we need to be a professional to hear that and to respond to that. And a great way to open up the conversation, I'm often asked, but what if, you think that someone's not going to answer you no when you know that they are struggling, or you get the I'm fine, the mask, I'm fine, no they're not. A really good way of showing you care and opening up that conversation is to say, this is what I've noticed. You haven't been coming to footy training, you haven't been answering your phone, I haven't seen you much around, you weren't yourself in that meeting today. This is what I've noticed, but you're telling me that you're fine. And those things just aren't added up for you, for me. Those things just aren't added up for you. So I want to know, I want you to know that I'm here and I'm willing to listen. Or I know you've had a divorce. I know you're having a relationship breakdown. I know that it's tough at home with the kids and with school. How's that going for you? That must be rough.
Funnily enough, and I don't know where she's learnt this, but my daughter will occasionally look at me and say, Daddy, I can tell by the look on your face that you're quite frustrated right now.
There you go. They're sensitive little beings, aren't they? They really on it. And we need to carry that through into adulthood. You know, for some reason we lose that, and then we need to know that, you know, our gut is telling us that something's not quite right, or that thing that I've spotted is there. I'm just gonna mention it, and if they're okay, then that's great.
Yeah.
But if they're not, let them know that you've noticed and that you care, and to let them know that it's okay if they don't want to talk to you as well.
Yeah.
They might not feel comfortable talking to you right now, or they might not feel comfortable to you talking to you at all, but don't take it personally. You know, offer them some, you know, have you thought about speaking to someone else, your manager, your teacher, another mate? You know, is there another time that might be best for us to catch up?
Well, this has been a really fascinating chat. Thank you so much for the little heads up. I'm going to talk to the 6-year-old now and say, you know, when you tell me that you've noticed I look frustrated, that's exactly the right thing to do.
Yes, I'm going to acknowledge that and agree. Yes, let's talk about why I might be feeling that way.
It might have something to do with your clothes all over the floor. All right, Katherine, thank you so much for the chat. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Adam. Take care.
And look after your mental health, Australia.